Well, it's the big show. Nate.
BIG Podcast, take 3.
Here we go. Nate. 3 times for good luck. Yo, this is take 3. I know the world isn't going to know that, but we had a couple random just intro slip-ups, but here we are. Glad to be back. I did this the last 2 takes, but I'm going to do it again for the 3rd time because this is the one that's going to make the YouTube video, right? I hope so. The Black Idea Guy podcast is a platform created to be a compass that helps urbanly influenced and gifted creatives get their ideas off the ground. So we're here to get ideas off the ground. We're here to put a lot of shit into the universe and just create a lot of value for people. The Big Show, big being acronym for Black Idea Guy, will give you game, perspective, inspo, ideas, and insights, firsthand experience from multi-potentialite, serial creative entrepreneur and marketing mind, the Black Idea Guy, Mick Allen Brown, and some guests to come. So I've been, I was kind of typing that out, while we were getting set up, and I thought that this would be something I'm going to say, like my pledge of allegiance. It's like what I'm going to say before every show to kind of give my new followers some game as to what the fuck is going on and how we got here. What is this going to do for them? Why they should tune in week to week for these gems. And for today's topic, you're going to see that I'm incorporating a lot of what you see in front of you into the topic, right? First and foremost being DAP. Right, DAP is a hand sanitizer. This one has a black cap versus these ones because this is my personal one. So I put the black top on mine just to identify my own. I just keep my own personal DAP on me at all times. It's my product. It's a black-owned company, obviously, so I'm black. And what we're doing right now is we're the first of many black-owned companies that can produce this hand sanitizer at volume, mass capacity. And DAP is going to be cool. DAP is something that I think is very necessary, very needed in time right now. And I'm excited to see the growth of this brand, get into culture and what we're going to do in the future. Getting into my first topic, right, while we're on DAP, and also I want to shout out Alive and Creative Ventures. They're the vehicle behind all of this. I also want to shout out Studio MAMIOSA, my production, content crew, my team, my people over here. Fritzvon Shariff, my homie, the eye for the show and kind of the coach of everything that's going on. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to y'all listening. Let's get into the first topic. I mentioned DAP, and I want to say that I need DAP to be as big and as culturally accepted as Telfar bags, right? Telfar bags, for anybody who doesn't know, Telfar bags is it's women rock these bags, and these bags have become this user-generated phenomena, user-generated content phenomena. Women are really just out here going out of their way and above and beyond, breaking their necks and holding their hands out with their Telfar bags to show their Telfar bags. It's an accessory to culture. It's one of those things, right? And I think to myself when I see this content on the internet, I'll be like, yo, how can I get people to hold up my shit like that? How can they, what kind of stories do we need to tell? How do we need to continue to drive our perspective home and tell our brand mission home so that people can understand how much of an accessory it is for culture for you to choose DAP, for you to have DAP as, the thing that gives you comfort, right? It's a culture thing. It's a comfort thing to keep this on you. So I'm going to attempt to make for gentlemen and guys what women have as Telfar bags, right? I want to make the accessory for culture. And I want, fly people to keep their DAP on them and showcase their DAP when they're doing their thing, when they're out in culture, when they're taking their fly pics on the gram. Show me your DAP. And like I said, the topics are going to range from things that are progressive and very, business focused and creative. And then it's just going to be a lot of ratchet shit too that I'll just be watching on the internet and I want to talk about. The ratchetivity, this will probably be one of those ratchet topics that I jump into next, right? Because in culture now, you'll see that, of course, self-enhancement and self-progression is something that we all want. We all seek that, right? And I think physically doing those things, it makes you wonder, hey, how far can I push myself physically to be who I want to be, or how far can I be able to invest into someone else physically to make them who they want to be? And the top where I'm going with this is yo, niggas is really out here buying chicks' fake butts, plastic booties. And plastic boobs. I mean, respectfully, right? I'm not body shaming anybody. Like if you got, but I'm just curious for the guys, right? For like guys, are we really buying like fake butts? Are we really buying chicks fake butts? And like, if you are, respect to you for buying fake butts, but like, how do you approach, going to a shorty to tell her, yo, shorty, like, I think, I want to help you. I want to help you grow. I want to help you to develop. And in this, like, how do you land on the topic of, we should take that trip. We should take a trip and we should enhance your assets. It's like, it has to be so cryptic. It has to be so like you dance around the immediate issue of, hey, my love, I would like to buy you a plastic butt. I would like to buy you a butt. Like, that's what's getting bought nowadays. Butts are being bought, and that's wild. So shout out to the guys buying butts. Shout out to the chicks that are allowing guys buying butts. Yo, y'all coming up. Like, y'all got the game on lock. Women really out here just really like getting the golden ticket because you bad. Like, word up. Like, you got life made because you bad. That's nutty. Like, that is being born into like unicorn lifestyle. Shout out to y'all. Tons of ideas are being thrown around every day in our lives, right? From Studio MAMIOSA to Fritzvon Shariff to me to, whoever we're all working with, right? We're all just tossing around ideas. Every listener to this, you come across tons of ideas, right? People probably give you ideas. But the thing is, many times when you get an idea, what do you do with them, right? Like, someone can be an idea person and have all their friends given the greatest ideas in the world. Yo, I got an idea for your brand. Yo, I got an idea for your company. Yo, I got an idea for your business, right? Here's the idea. Lay it on me. Yo, it's a 10%er. Me and my homie Fritz say 10%er because I be telling him, yo, when I'm gonna give you this, I need 10% for what you're gonna get from this, because this is one of those ideas. So there's a 10% idea, right? I'm gonna give you a 10%er. But then many times we'll dump these insights and ideas onto people that are that have no knowledge of what to do with this idea. And that's almost like destructive more than it is constructive. You're forcing someone to take the way that they're seeing something, but the execution that you may have in your mind may be completely left of center to how they'll execute it. Angie, like it's different. So I'm being more aware these days of like how I'm coming up with this exciting idea and just like springing them on to somebody that has a business, because that person may not have any idea of what to do with that. Like, it's like, yo, I got this 10% idea for you, son. Yo, it's a great idea. Your business is going to grow 10x, right? Here's the idea. And then you leave the room and they're now like, what the fuck do I do with this great idea? How do I take this idea and inject it into culture, into society, and we grow it to make our company successful? So that's something to be wary about. And you heard it here from the Black Idea Guy. Yeah, man, we have an interesting flow where this show is probably going to be something that's so non-linear, and I love it because like our camera just be like cutting off in the middle of the shit. We got to like reconstruct the shit. So the show is going to be a little bit blocky, but that's us getting our flow. That's us getting our we're getting on our path, and we're learning how far we can push production, right? And how far we can push the look and the feel of this idea. Because, that's all we really just do. We just be sitting around cooking up ideas and trying to see if them shits will actually catch and work. DAP is one of those things, right? DAP is one of those things, those ideas that have worked. And just thankful for everyone who's supporting it and continuing to show love, because this is what we're doing. But it wouldn't be possible without a team, right? And forming a team is important, right? But also forming a team that knows what the process feels like is important. You gotta put people on your team that knows what it feels like to win championships, that knows what it feels like to win at a high level, that knows what it feels like to be in distressful situations, right? Like to be under distress and having to grit and grind and persevere when times are tough. Like, and I have an example of that. Like, people undermine basketball player Andre Iguodala, right? Like, he's been on several championship winning teams, and like they won't really take into account how talented he is. But he's an older player. He's not like LeBron. He's not like like Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's not one of those types of players, but he's always on these championship winning teams. And it's important for a coach to identify that you need players like that in your locker room that just knows what the grind is like when you're in the NBA finals and you're, down 3-2 and you're trying to come back to win the best of 4 game series. Like, it's really nuts. You need players like that on your team. So for anybody that's building a business startup, idea from the ground up, like putting people that know what it feels like to literally be waking up just for hope. Like, hope is the only thing that keeps you in the grind sometimes. It's hope and the idea that you're trying to satisfy the question of what if. Like, what if everything that you want to happen is possible? Like, what if that shit actually happens? Then what? We're going to get on these topics. Another one of the things that I wanted to get on is Black-owned businesses, right? We all here are a Black-owned business, right? There's a few people in the room here, right? From Fritz to Amir and Ange, like, we're all Black-owned businesses in our own right? Independently, we're all Black-owned businesses, but we have to know that, like, it's a privilege to be a Black-owned business at this time in history. It's a privilege. Like we got the juice. You feel me? Like, being a Black-owned business, it's like you can't. Here's the thing: people be trying to throw their Black-owned business card to sell product, but the product be trash sometimes. Like, you can't have a subpar product and think that you could just throw like, oh, I'm a Black-owned business, buy me. Nah, Black-owned businesses have to produce quality because it's a privilege to be a Black-owned business in this time. You can't be out here pushing bullshit and then saying like, you know what, yo, I got a business, I'm Black. Yo, buy this. Yo, Black-owned business, slap Black-owned business on the fucking forehead of this shit. Yo, Black-owned business, support me. Nah, it's like, this shit's trash. Like, if I was selling DAP and it was bad because I'm a Black-owned business, don't buy my shit if my shit is bad. Buy the product because you appreciate what the product does for you. Buy the product because it feels good, it smells better, it dispenses better. You believe in the grind and the grit to develop the product and research and have it chemistry backed. So buy the product because it's good. Black-owned, I'm not just gonna say, yo, Black-owned business, buy me. No, that's not how we should think about it. So I want to be someone that puts that unpopular opinion out there and calls out Black-owned businesses to start increasing the quality of your service or your product. Like, I'm challenging everybody to really like compete with the suits. Like, if you're going to be out here in the game and you're going to have a Black-owned business right now, you got to know that who you're going up against are systematic and systemized auto processes, right? Like, that have been built over generations for these corporations. So if you're going to compete in that ring, you got to be talented, you got to be quality, and you have to be something that's valuable at the same level if you ever want to compete. Hopefully we can do that with that at Alive and Creative Ventures. Shout out to everybody. How I became the Black Idea Guy is something that I think I never really told anyone. And I think for everyone who is Black Idea guys and girls out there, it's all a shift in mindset. It's like a complete 360 of how you think. You have to really detach yourself from what you think people see you as. And whoever you see yourself as in your mind, you have to like dive into the deep end of that person and fuck what anybody else around you is really like seeing as you're projecting yourself, and just walk towards that individual. Walk directly towards that person that you see when you think, you say, hey, this is what success looks like, right? This is what success looks like, and I'm going to walk towards that person right there. I don't give a fuck what anybody else is on. I'm walking towards that. Being a Black Idea Guy, shifting my mindset, I became more of a producer. And I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad that the way how I started to see things started to shift. In these moments, I'm starting to realize that I'm actually like a performer of some sort. Like, when, not to say I'm performing, but I'm delivering audio value. I'm delivering insightful value. I'm delivering nuggets. I'm delivering quotables. I'm delivering game. I'm delivering experiences all throughout this vehicle of a platform. And it's really, really cool to be doing this. Really, really cool. But we've all come to an end. All of what we spoke about today, from girls getting plastic butts to people and, knowing the right teammate that you need, knowing what it feels like to win, that being as big as Telfar bags, all of those things happening were just what was on my mind. Was what, as the Black Idea Guy, I felt I wanted to express. And I want to thank everyone once again for showing up, right? Giving me your attention, giving yourself a chance, giving yourself the ability to align with someone that is a big thinker, a big picture thinker in myself, and just kind of vibing with me today. So today's show was produced by Studio MAMIOSA and Alive and Creative Ventures and Fritzvon Shariff. We're all here on set. We're all working towards building this concept. And this was an idea that I had, and we needed as much hands on deck. We brought in Studio MAMIOSA, Emil, and Angie, and hopefully we can work together and build this up to be whatever we want it to be. So shout out Black Idea Guy Pod team. Let's keep it growing.